All right, all right, all right. We're gonna wait for a little longer. Mr. Nalian here has some technical issues. It's okay.
Oh, so now it's my fault.
How's it?
Because
Well, I mean, I'm allowed to say it. You, you know, you know it's true.
it is my fault. I'm sorry, Cat.
That's okay. That's okay. I apologize. I'm coughing a little bit. And the weather's nice, and
You heard it there first. It is okay.
I might be coughing a little bit. That's okay. It's usually the change in the weather I usually get sick the most. I'm gonna be real with you. Honestly, I get sick way too often.
Our poor sick BP.
It's okay. It's okay.
Not gonna work.
Let's lower this down just a little bit. There we go.
Okay, damn. Even that's not working. All right, I guess I'm not gonna do that after all. Womp womp.
The stream is indeed not starting. Sorry, I had to ponder over on your chat for a second just to see what's going on. Yeah, at least put on your audio source for your mic so that they know what's going on.
I did. I just unmuted. It is. I'm sorry, Okazaki. I promise you, it's starting. And actually, let me swap over. I'm gonna mute real quick. Mute.
Okay. Hold on, let's see. Can I share my screen? There we go. He'll be back in a moment. It's fine. He'll be back in a moment. It's fine. It's fine. All right. All right. Let's see what he has. Let's see if he did his homework. Where is it? It's not that. No, that's not it. What am I doing again? Oh, hi, Kitty. Hello, Mixie. How's everyone doing tonight? Apologies if I'm going to be coughing every so often, but you know. Current health is still questionable, but that's okay. It's okay. There we go. But also, thanks for the first. Surviving. Okay. Ah, God. Again, sorry. Change of the weathers be like that. Be like this. Okay. So many streams. Oh, no worries, no worries.
Not unmute.
Thanks,
Hello.
Kitty. Hello?
Welcome back, Okazaki.
Wow. Wait. Is it showing? Oh, there he goes. Haha. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it.
You've done it?
I've done it. Alright.
He's done it. What have you done?
Alright. Let's see. Let's see what you've got. Let's see what you've done for your homework, sir. That's what it should be asking.
Oh, you know.
You were so proud of like, oh yeah. Are we doing an art stream?
Wow.
Did you do it this time?
Proud. I was just letting you know that I did do it.
Uh-huh.
Look, it is. You were like, "Are you ready for today?" And I was like, "Yep, I did my homework." I definitely didn't scramble to do it last night and stay up until 2 a.m. doing it.
I gave you 2 weeks too. So
you may have given me 2 weeks, but I gave myself 12 hours. So
Oh my god.
Um,
I gave you 2 weeks for a simple thing. My lord. Okay, do you at least remember what I've said from the last time?
don't have an excuse. Like to put it on different layers and shit.
Alright, he's learning. He's learning. He's learning.
I'm possibly learning, chat.
He's learning.
Possibly.
Okay. Okay. By the way, it's not my fault if he sounds a little quiet. The reason being is because it's on his end. Not
You can
mine.
hear Meep. You can hear Meep now. It turns out you have to unmute desktop audio to be able to hear people. You know what? Freak you! I'm gonna play a sound. Do it. I bet. Do it.
Dear. But yeah, I apologize. I have turned him up like 200%.
Oh, I'm getting complaints. I'm quiet again, aren't I?
Yeah.
The capture isn't working if I don't have the window up.
Let's see. Do you have your audio sources on not just desktop? I swear.
Nope. It all comes through desktop, baby.
What? You're wild. You're so wild for doing that.
You say wild, but I think the correct answer is lazy.
It's not even that hard to change it.
Lazy.
My guy.
It's hard. I tried it. Okay.
You've tried.
I'm like, I'm just gonna move over to Streamlabs or to normal OBS, Stream Elements, and then I haven't, and now I'm here.
Honestly, it's not even that hard to transition over. You just refuse because like the easy access of Streamlabs, like, okay?
Well,
from your cookie cutter.
Well, you know what? Womp womp.
You know I'm right.
So?
Alright. But what have you shown? I know you're stalling for time. Come on.
Me stall for time? I would never.
You would never?
That's not an alien move.
It's not an alien move?
Be better than that.
Yeah.
I would. Don't I seem like the stalling kind of guy?
I mean, who is the one who said, I'm gonna do this in 12 hours as soon as I reminded you? And you're like, oh shit.
I don't know. Who was it?
Mystery. Sweet mystery. Alright.
Why am I being rickrolled?
You're being rickled already?
I'm being rickrolled.
Oh my lord.
Hello, City of Stars. Hello, Key. Welcome in. Thank you for checking into the guild today. And thank you for the bid, Sokasaki. Alright, are you... Oh, I need to share my screen with you.
Yeah, that's always like...
This is a multi-step process. Apparently, I was not nearly as prepared as I thought.
No, you were not.
Wait, I almost just shared your screen back to you. There it is. Alright, you should be able to see now. Allegedly.
Right. Allegedly? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure this is not on my thing. And that, there you go. And now we put that, oh shit, I put that little too...
doing review on my art homework, and then we're gonna do whatever it is Meep says we're gonna art today.
Alright, let's see. Let's put this behind my other sources, because I forgot to do that.
Today is art class. This is our fourth lesson?
I believe so. Alright, we're gonna just expand that. Let's just put that real quick fast. Because let's see what Mr. Nalian has done.
Okay, so can you remind the class here what the first piece of homework was? You gave me three pieces of homework. What was the first one?
So, the 3 pieces of homework that I gave Mr. Nalian over here is break down an image of your choosing. From last lesson, I taught how Nalian could break down images from just shapes alone, and how you can go turn them, like how everything is basically broken into those shapes, and how you can go show it. Adding elements like squares, rectangles, even circles, ovals, etc. two said
Thank you
things.
for the bits.
Yeah. And then I was like, usually when people do, um, let's see, when making backgrounds or making the sort, they kind of use this reference image and they break down the image to see what they're doing. Usually with photos and various other references. Sometimes I mix and match, make a mood board, or even like match photos together and like rip them apart and then remake something. And so that's why I was trying to teach Nalian here that you should break down pictures or backgrounds so that you can get that as second nature. Second nature. Sorry, if that makes sense. So next up, I made him do number 2, which is draft a background, not sketch, draft. Because sometimes you don't like what you like, and so I want you to draft one that was kind of loose, so that we get the feeling of what could be there, if that makes sense. Like how you know how I usually just break down whenever I sketch something, I kind of just put blobs around and stuff. Whenever I have like a loose brush, you've seen it whenever I draw and stuff, right? How I just use like a loose brush.
Tuned into a few of your drawing streams.
I usually just let's see. I kind of just do a loose thing first before I start sketching with something I like. That's because if I feel too precious with it, I'll stay with it, and then I won't like it in the end, or I might hate it. That's why I usually try to like how it. From experience, all right. Sometimes you like what you like, other times you don't. That's usually why I make multiple layers of like this of one draft, or like 2 different drafts or whatever, from like multiple purposes. And then I'm just like, I'll just mishmash it, shape it around there. And then next up, I just wanted you to go practice more on your shapes, more on your shape language, if that makes sense. Because again, how I told you and taught you is that everything is broken down into shapes at the end of the day.
Thank you for the bits.
and people will be like, "Oh, is it really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, it actually is." Like, let's see. If I were to like show the world, it would probably be broken into like a circle, and then you just add little mishmash of shapes until you get like the colors of the world afterwards, etc., etc. Or if you want to have like a background of like your house, you just make a corner and you add like rectangles here and there, depending on what kind's there. You know? You know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Those were pretty much the TLDR of what I taught Nalian from last time.
Try to teach, at least.
Try to teach. It's Mr. Nalian here who was kind of lazy with his homework, or for Gore, let's say. Second time around again, huh?
I do want to say this is also how things were for me in both high school and college. So let's just say I'm not a great student.
You're a procrastinator.
Oh no.
Procrastinator, for real, for real. I gave you so much time too.
Procrastinator. I can't believe you would say such a true thing.
Such a true thing. All right, all right. All right. Let's see what you did. Let's see what you did.
Ready? Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
here is the image breakdown. This is the image I started with. Just a random thing I found on Google Images, and then I hope I did this correct in what you were wanting.
Yeah. That's pretty much a basic image breakdown. You got the shapes out that you liked and
Just
stuff.
did the basic image breakdown, and then
Like, see? You broke it down. Nice, nice. See? See, he's learning. He's learning how to do his little backgrounds and stuff. Let's see, let's see.
All right. Go ahead and grade it. Look it over. Think about it.
Oh, that's pretty good. It looks like you did trace over a lot of it, but that's okay. We already know, like, you're basically TLDR. You are tracing because you are breaking it down. If that makes sense. Did you at least understand, like, what certain elements would be if you were to continue, like, that background?
Well, yeah, like this would arc a bit more here for this like little alcove. Obviously, like this is almost half of an archway, of a doorway, of a
Oh yeah.
doorway.
Oh yeah.
Like I could have kept that going. I probably could have added the like the depth here for this hallway rather than just stopping with the thing there.
But for I'd say you did pretty well. I'd say like at least a B. At least a B.
B?
Yeah.
We'll take that, baby. Where's my red? just a B, a strip 85.
Yeah, an 85. You did exactly as I asked you, which is a B. Well, not entirely like to the T, but yeah, pretty much a B.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
Let's fucking go, boys. Let's go. The hole from your heart is full.
You are missing a couple shapes here and there, but that's all right. You did what you needed to.
What am I missing? Like, what would you have expected for an A?
Let's see. You are missing a pillar on the side there.
I thought that was like up for interpretation.
I made it as up for interpretation, but it's like, like I said, you could break it down as much as you want to, but you broke it down pretty much a lot of how you would. You only brought down like what items that you thought that should be included, such as like the archway, the table, and part of the hallway or the door. If that makes sense. Which is good. Sometimes we get a little too much visual clutter for a room, which is also good that you're understanding that too, because of that.
Yes.
Now imagine if it was properly done instead of last minute. That's fair. That is fair. All right, next one.
What'd they say?
Like I'm just one of my chatters was like, now imagine what would have been done if you'd done it properly instead of last minute.
Who said that? Who was it?
Oh dear. Oh, their name's Kitty.
Why do they have to be right? Why do they have to be
What do you have to be right?
You didn't have to call me out like that,
Didn't have to call me out like that. Oh my god, you're fine.
All
right, next one.
Yes, go ahead and tell us, Mr. Meep, what the next homework assignment was.
The next assignment was to draft a background. Not sketch. Draft one. Let's see what you've done.
I want to say this was probably the hardest one to do, just because I wanted to keep refining, you know what I mean? But the way
I wanted you to have the idea of not going at it. Because I know you.
I think I might have done this one wrong. But here is... Okay, I'm also not super happy with this one. And I was even more unhappy when the word draft meant I really shouldn't keep revisiting it. So...
Which is okay.
I'm not happy with this one, but...
It seems like you did go hard on it. After I specifically told you, it's like, it's okay to be loose.
I held back. I fucking hate the couch. I hate the table.
Oh man, I know. You look like you want to go in more. You wanted to go in. I could tell you want to go in much more in detail, which is like, it's hard. It's hard to show restraint. I know. I get it.
I hate a lot about this drawing, and I wish I spent more time on it, or like redrafted it. I think I need to work on drafting. I need to work on just like concepts.
Okay. Yeah. See, this is why I'm like, it's okay. It's okay to be very loose with it, but sometimes you need to be able to let go. You need to let go and not go further with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's your office. No, it is not. This was.
Do you have the original image of which you took for inspo?
No, this was all off the brain. I didn't realize I was supposed to use an image.
No, I was just asking because like sometimes I didn't even realize this was actually from your brain. That's actually quite neat.
But yeah, this was all off the brain. I was trying to make kind of similar to what I did for the image breakdown, like some sort of like alchemist workshop or just like some sort of fantasy like
Oh yeah, like how we
workshop
broke
in
down
general.
Kathir's.
Yeah. So I try to take some of those two, like what I learned from those two concepts, and throw it into this, but this needs more work. I
Which is okay.
do want to make like my office, quote unquote, like he said in my chat. Um, but this is not it. This is a proof of concept to actually draw something like that. I think.
Exactly. See?
So,
You can have multiple different drafts. And the reason why I try to teach you as to like be okay and loose with it is because again, you're gonna be like this again. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna be like, I want to do it over again.
yeah.
This is
The
exactly
only
why.
thing that I like from this drawing is the bookcase and the workbench on the left. I mean, the bookcase needs work, but I was trying to keep it vague. I
Yeah.
hate this drawing. Okay.
Don't worry, you
Like,
can go back, you can boom back. Art is always interpreted. But yes, I'll get this 100%.
whoop!
What?
How dare you give me 100% on the drawing that I fucking hate?
It's alright. It's alright. You know, you did a lot to it, and I know it's hard. It's hard to be loose, which is why I understand exactly why. But still, I'll grade it because again, this is straight from the mind, not looking from an image. You kind of was just like, okay, I just wanted to go at it, and then you kind of had to restrain yourself.
How it goes. I feel like you should take away points because it's not a true draft.
Man, have you seen a lot of other artists? They don't even do a draft. They kind of just sketch and just go in.
Yeah, couldn't be me.
I'm just saying. I just want to get the concept of drafting coming into your brain, if that makes sense. Because again, a lot of times people don't realize it, but like if you
No, I'm not salty.
you're not salty at all. See
Yeah,
a lot.
someone asked, "Are you salty, Nalian?" And I know they're gonna use that to say NA Lions, so I have to say no, I'm not salty.
All right, all right.
I
But
know chat's tricks.
that's true. That's true.
Tisk.
But I can agree. I'm sometimes that artist that will kind of just go at it from a draft or like sketch super hard for no reason because I felt like it.
Mhm.
It's one of those moments where I'm just like, I'm in the moment. But I get it. But yeah, the reason why I graded you at 100% is because, again, this is an understandable moment where you kind of were just like holding a lot and you wanted to do more. Especially from the fact that you're like, I hated it, and you straight up like were verbal about it. So I was like, yeah, no, you you earned those points.
You're like hashtag relatable.
All right, for the final thing I asked is basically, I wanted you to go see some shapes, 5 different shapes to be exact. As to what kind of shapes you picked, I don't know. What did you pick?
So, I said I was up to about 1:30 a.m. working on the homework. This drawing is why. And this is one that I'd actually started before last night. I started sometime last week and then came back to it last night to like add more to it. This
Oh, yeah?
one started off as like a solo project thing I was doing, which was I was just drawing like an object in my house, and then I just added more objects to it for the homework assignments. But this one is a bit extra.
Wow, aren't
tried-
you extra? Okay.
Bit extra, but I have some shapes. I'm not happy with the rhombus or the vase, but it hit the shapes. There are your shapes.
Hey, you did a lot.
Yeah, triangle, rhombus, rectangle, square, and whatever the fuck a vase shape is.
Vase shape. Nah, it's okay.
That's like 5, I think.
That's 5. That's 5. I see your little things here and there. You are struggling a little bit more with like circular shapes, but that's okay. That's okay. No, it's understandable.
I am. Yeah, circular shapes. My brain hasn't like wrapped around it.
I'd say like a B minus. Solid B minus.
B minus. I'll take that.
Like, I get that you do, yeah, let's be real, artists struggle with circle. Yeah, they do. A lot of artists do struggle with, circular times. Nah.
Like to Shelvin, thank you. That's probably the thing that I spent the most amount of time on.
It's most amount of time on.
Yeah, that is my drawing of the shelf. Isn't it a shelf? The entertainment center, I guess it's called. In my living room.
Ah, okay, okay.
There's like an actual like TV on it, but like that.
You
that
put
was, I think
TV.
it was called like. I for whatever reason was like, oh, what if I for like one of the shapes rather than making like a square or a rectangle TV, I put a triangle and try to make it look futuristic. And then the triangle I drew was way too small, and then I realized the logistics of putting a rectangular screen into a triangle, and this is what it ended up being.
You just straight up put TV and put a triangle. Like you're just like, I'll put a wedge. It's fine.
Yeah, got your TV wedge.
All right.
Impressive, I know.
You did pretty well for your 3 assignments. You did pretty well, even
I
though you
did
were like
pretty
kind of
well,
last minute
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, it's funny that the image that I liked the most got the lowest grade, and the image that I hated the most got the highest grade.
It feel like that sometimes. It really be like that. I know. Now you know the struggles of artists for real, for real. Oh my god, like congratulations.
You go, I like this. This is good, and people go, but this other thing that you don't like is much better.
Exactly. I see exactly. It'd be like that sometimes.
It do be like that.
All right.
It's funny having like other artists in chat.
Right.
Watching Nalian go through all the same struggles in real time as he learns.
See, exactly. You get to see that Mr. Nalian here struggles like the rest of us.
I'm just like you for real, for real.
I'm just like you for real, for real. All right. There we go. That's
Grades
made
handed
shit.
out. Drawings roasted. What lies now? Well,
What lies now?
ahead for us now?
Lies ahead. Okay, wait. Do I have the loose brush that I usually use? I do. Okay. So since last time I taught you more about perspectives and how to break down a room.
That is a very important like personal lesson.
Yes.
You're right.
See?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, since the last time I basically taught you how to break down a room and how to like that, I think we're gonna get a little more in depth as to what kind of backgrounds we have. We'll see.
Okay.
So the kind of backgrounds that you usually see from most artists will depend on being like either from an urban artistic approach or even like things like see, from real life even. And the reason being is because they're sketching and drawing pretty much what you think from the imagination, right? And then there's other times where people use just straight up like blobs or swatches, like just straight up lines like that or whatever, and just call it a background, or add like little clouds on the side. Be like, oh, that's a cloud now. You have little clouds now. That's your little background. Maybe add a sun.
See the clouds.
Put it like a sun here, like this little sun. Maybe a tree. I don't know. We'll just put a tree. And then that's basically what you have for a background. Maybe the ground here. That's like your basic background, what people expect. Right? And be like, yeah, that's the background. But like, yeah. As I was telling you, there's different styles of how to do backgrounds. Like you know the basics of like basically from foreground, middle ground, and background from a while back, right?
I understand the concept, I think.
Okay. To give you a reminder of that, your foreground, we'll just make this real quick, is the thing that you see in front of you most of the time, which is usually in some cases the front of it. Like, let's say it'll be a tree in this case. The tree is part of your foreground. Because it's in front. This is the thing that you see in the front. It's part of your foreground.
Makes sense.
Yes, yes. The next one would be your middle ground, which is the thing that separates both your foreground and your background. Usually in cases like this, it could be many things. It could be things like buildings, trees, or other elements and likes. I'm just gonna put that like there. It's like an indication, just for like easy purposes. The reason why I say it like that is because that's what people use for your middle ground, for the most part. Whenever I do things like that. Like, yeah. This is your typical like middle ground.
Okay.
And then the background is what you see behind it. Could use a different color. This here would be your background.
Yes, blue lines.
I'm just gonna use the blue there, just like as an easy indication,
Yeah, yeah.
just to differentiate the colors. And then let's see, we'll add green. We'll put green just for like for the front. So this is like a typical breakdown. Like you'll see this part like that. I know it looks messy. Stay with me. Stay with me when I say like
color coordinated ground.
color coordinated. Because the things that you see the most part are going to be your middle ground whenever you're making a background, right? Is what you think. In some cases, you're correct. In some cases, you're correct because that is your focal point. You know how I talked about like focal points a while back as well? Like that's what you're first drawn into. Type thing. And how you kind of manipulated some stuff from the image. Let's go back and bring an image towards that. We're just gonna bring this over here. We're just gonna put that. Give me a second. While I go get one of my background reference images.
Hey, don't leak our project again.
I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, we'll use this one. This is for educational purposes, friends. Okay, we're gonna, let's see. Do I have a...
Cool picture.
It is a nice picture. Okay. So what's the first thing you see when you look at this picture? That's what I should be asking.
The road, text, actually. But then
So you're seeing this part.
Follow.
That's part of your...
Yeah, and then the eyes follow up.
So then you go upwards.
Mm-hmm.
So your first instinct was to go look down here, right?
Correct.
Your first instinct was to look down, and then you looked up because the colors were there. Which is how it is. Because these parts are what you consider your foreground. This part here in the middle, okay, wait. Parts like this, like the text, this part here, and here would be part of your foreground. Same with part of the building here, like this part and this part specifically would be part of your foreground, like this part, this portion. Because of that, that's part of your foreground. Your middle ground would be around here, the little archway. Because it has everything else that's kind of small in there, like the little...
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Okay. I guess I would have assumed it was elsewhere, but I see what you're saying now.
See? And your background is the backdrop, like here. Which is the color that you see, the pink, that's kind of around, like that. That you see. Like those. That's your background. And so things like that kind of draw you in, right? Because of how it's been placed. in like a strategic photo, because your eyes are drawn towards this opening. Afterwards, when you look down, because you notice the text here on the bottom, then your eyes go upwards towards here, because that's where the colors are, and it's contrasting, right? Contrasting a lot because of those colors. Because I use a good composition with that. And so, when you're making a draft or breaking down a background for the next time, when you're doing something, I kind of use just figure out like this is an archway where you're going. And your little vanishing point is over here. See? You know, you remember when we said vanishing points and whatnot? Kind of pathway goes like here. When we broke it down.
I don't fully remember vanishing point.
Think of it like the... Okay.
Beauty and I have lost.
Think of it as it's at the point where it's going to be gone. As in, like, your eyes no longer see it. That kind of...
Okay. It vanishes. Got it. Noted.
That's what most people depict a vanishing point. But in reality, it's like the area where it ends. Think of it like that. The area that it ends. Of how when...
The end of the road.
The end of the road. Correct, like that. Which in all actually, it is the end of the road. This over here, this little part, that's typically the end of the road. You stop seeing the road after that point when you see this picture. See? That's your vanishing point right there. And so people use that as an indicator or like a place where you can do that. Just like figure out where they want to put the rest of their background, so to speak. If they use that, like sometimes people use this little area they have here and make a pathway. And have this instead be this, like for the start, the mid part, to continue on. Continue on going forward in the front of us, like the one that you see in front of us. Like this. I'm doing this in bright yellow because it's a lot easier to see.
True, actually.
It's a lot easier to see, alright? I know it hurts some people's eyes, but you know, it's the best way to do it when a contrasting color, okay?
Deal with it.
Deal with it.
You tell them.
And so we'll use, let's see, we'll use red. We'll use red for this. So this area right here, that's your vanishing point. Because we continued to go forward. Towards there. Towards the front of us. And this one didn't move at all. We brought that one point, this one, forward. And we built upon everything else to make part of the background. All right, and so to give another example of this, we'll just break down another image. Where is it? I gotta flip it.
Whoa.
Hold up 1 second. I'm gonna have to flip it.
Break the wall.
Didn't realize this picture would do that, but you know, here we are. Okay. Here you go. I flipped it. It's fine. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we'll use red. It's fine. So, you typically just see a wall, and that's it. There is no foreground or background, right? In some cases, you're right. You don't need to have all three elements in some cases like this, if that makes sense. Because, in this case, your foreground and your background are together. That's the wrong. Let's put them in a different layer. Whoopsies. Here, like there, because it becomes part of your midground instead. So your midground and your foreground are together now, because there is no background. other than the because your wall here has become your midground. Because your eyes are drawn towards things like there's foliage on top here.
Right. Those things are technically in front of the wall.
In front of the wall, exactly. Your foliage is all over. So it makes sense as to why there is no background. Your background has become your midground, which is here, your wall.
I love that for the background to get those upgrades.
See, like I said, your midground and your foreground, your background can be aligned like that in a sense. This is like a good example as to that. Like sometimes you can eliminate processes like that by having them be like that. Like I know you can see why I like looking at photos a lot. So you can break it down. All right.
Yes, I think I need to be doing that more.
Yeah.
For like solo projects and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And homework, I guess.
I guess I can do some homework. All right, we're gonna use. Let's see, this one. Yeah, we'll just break this one down just a little bit. Something online.
Oh boy! Oh, holy shit!
I know. There's a lot of visual clutter.
Marsh's office.
Marsh's office. What, you think he's a murderer? Is that what you're telling us? God damn.
He's a cyber detective. You tell me that's not a like cyberpunk detective fucking.
I mean, yeah, he has a little, like, I'm pretty sure you would have a nice chair like this. Yeah. This one right here.
Your office, Cyberpunk Man?
Cyberpunk Man, Marish. Or like, wait, no, not gonna lie, this couch on the right here doesn't look as comfortable, I'm gonna be real with you.
I'd take that old style chair.
Yeah.
That one.
That's true, that's true. Okay. So I'm taking examples for inside a room now. We'll see. For your foreground, midground, and your background. So in this case, the background would be, as you'd expect, the walls on the corners, like that.
That is precisely what I expected.
That's what you're seeing. That's your background. Very subtly, but that is part of your background. Your midground is pretty much everything else you see, which is like the screens, the chair here,
that lovely chair,
like things like this one right here or this table. I'm not even gonna bother breaking it down too much. Maybe this other chair.
The uncomfy one.
The uncomfy chairs. The league chairs, etc., etc. Like you see, and things that are part of your foreground. Be let's use the blue or the teal or whatever.
The books,
like things like the books. This desk specifically in front of it.
Yeah.
And this other table right there. That's part of your foreground. Like these are what you're gonna see in elements like that. If that to help break it down, you know.
It's broken down. Yeah, that's mostly what I thought as well. I was thinking. I was surprised. Well, I guess not surprised because it's kind of I saw it as like a 50-50 chance of whether or not that chair was foreground or background, but I do see why it would be. That should be not background or midground. But I do see now because if the table is to be considered foreground, with the chair is clearly behind it, that would kind of make the chair have to be midground, as opposed to part of the foreground, right?
Correct. See?
Okay, so
the things that are in front of it are
directly behind the chair is also part of the midground.
That is also correct.
That's incorrect?
No, said that is correct also. So let's say
okay.
the tables over here, like that, this stuff here, that's also part of your midground. Even part of like the shelf here, etc., etc. You know, these parts. Even technically the screen here. Technically the screen is part of the midground.
Oh, the screen is midground?
I say technically, but you can also say counter it by saying it's also your background. It's a different element as well. You can just put like that right there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, because again, that's part of the wall. That's basically part of your wall.
It is both midground and background. It's channeling both sides of the forest.
Both sides of the forest. And like sometimes elements like that will be like kind of prominent around whenever you're making backgrounds. Let's see. Do I even have a fantasy setting? I'm pretty sure I do, right? Do I? Do I?
Well,
Do
I mean,
I?
why would you use a fantasy setting on Cyberpunk, man?
All right. Okay. Okay. Hey, just because I like a lot of aesthetics, okay? Shh. Hush your face. Hush your face.
I do too. I'm sorry.
Okay. Fantasy
Just
enough.
wait till
Fantasy enough.
my Cyberpunk Dalian model drops.
Cyberpunk now
Be a little
drops.
shook. Be Cyber Ninja.
Because you see, from last time when I told you of how like, how to break down like rooms TLDR, you kind of just like add this, this, and this thing,
Yeah, you're strong.
and then this. I'm just going a little step further instead of like breaking it down more, just so like if
Yeah,
you're
go as far as you
size.
want.
See, the reason why I say like this is basically the mid ground is because again, these are elements that are not behind. In this case, areas like here and here are your background. And things like the cherry blossoms, the blinds here. I'll just put this
It's
behind.
cherry blossom season.
It is cherry blossom season. You know what's funny? And I also find it a nice little coincidence that my birthday's around cherry blossom season.
That's awesome. It's such a pretty season.
It is a
The
pretty
city
scene.
that the city that I live in has a few places with cherry blossoms, including like one spot that's like right along like this big waterfront area. It's like a whole event that you can go see. So I'm excited to go do that soon. Hopefully.
Yeah, it is pretty nice. So then, as you expect, your little pills there, etc., etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's pretty much
I'm
like
surprised that the cherry blossoms on the other side of the doorway there are considered mid ground rather than part of the background. Actually,
you'll find out why. Because again, objects like this,
have we
choose.
drawn anything yet? Not yet today. We're getting the actual lesson part, and then I'm sure he'll have us start doing something in a bit. But for now, we're just going over concepts and such. And
Yeah.
also, welcome into the Gilded Day Mystery Mage. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we're just getting a bit into the lesson. Like, I'm pretty much just emphasizing certain parts to like when you're breaking down in more of like a detailed manner. If that makes sense.
Yes. Get the concepts down and then apply.
Exactly. Cause you know how you saw
Class.
that certain parts of the area of the background over here were not. Let's just take out the yellow. Were not, you know, they were blurred. This part specifically wasn't blurred. Thus implies
Oh.
this part here is your midground because of that. Same with the blinds here. The blinds here,
Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Okasaki.
these parts are very detailed, and they're part of your middle ground because of the fact that they have more emphasis.
I have to stop you real quick.
Oh,
My chat requested something sloppy, so I have to drink and make it sloppy. So I
oh
apologize.
shit!
It takes concentration, which is the only reason why I'm stopping you because I will be actively not listening briefly.
All right, no worries, no worries. We'll wait. We'll wait. I also hydrate as well. Don't you
Would you
worry.
like me to mute?
Up to you. Up to you.
Why did I make this a redeem? I thought it'd be funny, and I still think it is. inhaled too much. Oh, okay.
Ah,
There's your sloppy hydration.
hell yeah.
Thank you for the redemption. All right, sorry to derail. Okay, go continue.
No worries, no worries. All right, all right. And as I was saying, pretty much like you saw how much detail in comparison to the rest of the background is. In comparison to the rest of it, like you can see like this part, like you saw how much like the other parts over here were blurred, and various other portions. Thus making it a little harder to see.
Bring attention to the cherry blossoms, which makes it's not really a part of the background.
Yeah, exactly. They want you to have more of like attention towards that part. It's part of your focal point. Very subtle, but it is. You're in a nice little peaceful room.
Yippee!
See? See?
I love peaceful rooms.
And so now you see how, like, in each and every single image I've shown you, there's different styles, right? Of how you do things. Sometimes you'll take the approach of, like, you'll show everything else in the front and have everything else blurred. In some cases. Or you'll have things like this. Oops. Let's just take this off. In this case, where everything will be at your face, it's a lot of visual clutter for your eyes to see. Because your eyes are kind of drawn towards everything at once, and you don't know what to look at. Or there's even things where it's simple.
Stuff that cluttered. Woo. Unstoppable.
Where it's very simple, and you only see two things rather than everything at once. You see a nice little wall, some foliage, and that's it. Or there's even ones where it's just use the emphasis on limited space. And just want to show you with certain colors. With the lack of. I know this is more like a theory-based kind of class at the moment, but yes, you can see why I was showing you why breaking down backgrounds or using pictures as references is quite handy.
And I agree. I just need to get over myself and do it.
Which is why I'm like, I usually tell people, like, if you really want to get good at drawing, usually people have to look at something to compare it to. I know that sounds kind of mean in some cases, but in other cases, it's a learning tool.
But no, you have to just be upfront and say, get over yourself. Which is what I'm doing.
Get over yourself.
Get over yourself. Use a fucking reference, idiot. Yeah, after I'm talking to you, chat.
Yeah, it's okay to use references. As long as you know that it's not yours at the end of the day. Right. When I mean not yours, I mean like not yours as in to use just for that purpose. It can be used other things. You can break it apart, use it again, over and over again. Sometimes you can even make it as like part of it, but not entirely. Yeah, because everything else can be added to you.
To learn concepts.
Exactly.
To, spin and do your own thing with.
If you like a certain shape of it, you don't have to use it one-to-one. You can change it the way you want to. You can even have this be like a forest if you really wanted to. You just, let's say, like, you really like this little area here, but you didn't like how very modern it looks. So in this case, you can change it to being something else. Let's just add like maybe bushes here instead of like garbage. And then have them be kind of like all over your forest. I'm just gonna use green just because it's easier. Maybe this is a castle wall. On the back here.
Now you're talking my language.
See? Maybe this is like a fortress now. A fortress wall. And you're kind of coming towards. There's only one entrance though. Or exit. See, now it's going to take shape, right? See, it takes shape as to what you think it would be.
I see it. I see you working magic in front of me, and I still can't believe it.
And then turn this into a dirt road or something like that. Say, like, kind of like that. And this was originally this picture.
That was
See?
a fucking castle. What the hell?
You can be a fortress in a fantasy setting.
Who let this man cook?
Let this man cook. Or there can be
I'm genuinely impressed, even though like
the fact that I just
technically
literally
all you
showed
did
it.
was like color in a couple of spots, but I'm genuinely impressed at like how well the impression of what you were trying to draw came through.
Exactly. See, it doesn't have to be 1-to-1, like I keep telling people. Or you like the shape of this and you want to continue it. So in this case, let's say this is something else. Let's turn this into a waterfall now. Instead of like a gray wall, it's a waterfall.
That does rhyme with wall.
See, exactly. You can have walls here. And you can have it be green, or you can be funky with it and be like, this is like a kind of space theme, or like kind of like a funky little forest that has some hallucinogens or something like that.
Oh shit, you are drawing me into your fantasy world here.
Exactly. So now we got like that. And this is why it's always fun to be a little loose with it. We'll just have like a little steam here, making it look like it's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's hot.
See?
Hot as forest.
So now your little waterfall is like that. There's some purples, there's always colors. It doesn't have to be like that. And this was just from the one image, like that.
Something else. A true man of magic. Magician.
Magician. Alright. I'll do 2 more. I'll do this like the other 2. Let's see. Alright, what do you think this would be? If it wasn't just a cyberpunk detective alpha.
A pool.
A pool?
A pool.
Alright. Cool. Okay. Let's use that as your expo. Since you said it's a pool, we'll
You
say.
sounded so not excited for that. You're like, what the hell?
Nah. We'll have this be water then. Apologies for that. I know. Ads suck, but.
You know,
So now we got water on the boat here.
oh, not water.
And let's say we're gonna add some trees. Pretty trees here now. I'll just turn this down a little bit just because it's a lot harder to see what's going on. But yes, we'll add a couple trees like here, maybe here, like it's there. Maybe I should use a darker brown for funsies. There we go. That's a little more easier to see. We'll use that.
Hi, sorry, Life decided to join. What's your lesson on? Today we are mostly focusing on breaking down images.
Breaking down images a little part 2, basically.
Yeah.
I got maybe 3 cents from that. I'm gonna be real with you. From ads alone.
Yeah, breaking down images, and then how to like kind of see something more in the drawing is like mostly what it's doing now. Like
See?
breaking down what's in the image and how to turn it into something else.
So this used to be, let's see.
Yes, welcome in, Ingrid.
We'll just add it like that. We'll add little spots like that. Let's say these little areas over here, these little windows that you see, little screens, are little openings from where the trees are opened. If that makes sense. Get to like the idea. I know this is like hard to see, but like.
Oh yes, it's an outdoor pool.
It's an outdoor pool. See, it's an outdoor pool. But you get the idea.
Like a river here.
Instead of it just being like, like, oh look, it's an indoor pool. No, I was like, screw that. We're going outside.
We're gonna make this fancy.
We're gonna make it a little fancy. All right. And then last one. So you didn't want to have the traditional approach? Now let's be boring about it. Let's muddle it. Let's muddle it a bit then. So instead of having little bright colors in there, we're gonna turn this into what you call a darkened room. Something maybe monsters might come in, creep in. Get rid of this part here. The bright colors. The bright colors are gone from your contrast.
Now it's dark and spooky.
It is dark and spooky. So, add maybe like a darkened line here, or something like that. Kind of make it look like this. And then you can just add like maybe a little eye there.
Oh, now it's
Okay.
quiet, yeah.
Got a little creature that's kind of
Watch
peeping.
that.
It's kind of peeping
The red peepers are watching you.
like that.
It's Mothman Sama.
Maybe. This could be like a straight up, let's see. This could be like a door or something like that. Like, you know. And it's kind of just like creeping right there. We're just going to take advantage of the fact that there was.
Door open.
The door is open. And if you darken it like that, kind of looks like it's empty. It's kind of waiting there, waiting for you to come to you.
Hey, yo.
See? It changes the vibe entirely based on what you use there.
Right, and that's just using the same shapes that are already there, but
Exactly.
that's cool.
We're using the same shapes that's already been there, and that's how people use a lot of the times for backgrounds. Sometimes from your own imagination, and sometimes you can take inspiration from photos, pictures, other media, etc. And then you can build upon it from there. This is pretty much like part 2 of like you drafting and building an image. If that makes sense. See? This will help you a lot more when you're going to be drafting backgrounds. So now that you've learned that, what have you thought so far when I was breaking down images?
What?
I said, what have you thought so far when I was breaking down those images? Like, have you thought of like how different it can be rather than what it should be?
Yeah. I think if I'm understanding the question.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know this is a little more broader of a sense. Okay, I know. Like, I pretty much this is a little much. I know this is a little much. But I wanted you to, I had to show you in a way like this. Like, you know how I told you that everything is break down into shapes, and how you can break those shapes and use those shapes. In this case, I am using those shapes, but in a different way. I'm telling you that you can flip it and just use part of the source in a different way. That's pretty much what I was telling you.
Yes.
So you can add to it, so to speak, rather than take away from that
I
entire.
actually love that specific drawing that you have there.
This one?
I love that one.
You like the fact that I just added this real quick fast just from a photo?
Yeah. And now it's just like something that I would want to draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. See? And this is the fun when you're drafting stuff. You don't have to be like, oh, let's see. Let's see. From like let's use yellow. I was like, maybe I can use this part here type thing, and I kind of just want to just turn into that. Maybe a fantasy setting. And so I was like, I wanted to make it look more or less kind of like maybe a fortress or a mountain range, if that makes sense. Maybe add some little ridges and have the sky open. It's like how the thought process might be in some cases. Or it can be like, I want to make it more bricks. It'd be like a castle wall or fortress. And then the city is like you can see the city right behind here. It's a tussling, bustling, and then you see little individuals kind of just coming around, like coming in and out. Let's just put the stick person right here. You can add a person, so to speak, like that, or guards. Boop, like that kind of process. I know it might be a little overwhelming for you to grasp the concept, but this is basically part 2 of said lesson. If that makes sense.
It makes sense. It's just. Well, there's no. It's just. It makes sense. Conceptually.
See, this is why I was telling you, there is no limit to your imagination. The only limit is yourself.
Damn, inspirational.
I say this in the realest sense possible. The reason why people limit themselves the most is because they have the ideology of like, oh, I can't do it because so and so did it like that. But in reality, you can be like, you can take the same thing, but take a different spin on it. Why do you think art evolves and changes over time? Or why do you think artists have similar styles, but different approaches? It's because we're deprived different ways, have different thinking processes. But if you really want me to, I could break it down. But pretty much that's done for the lesson, for the most part. Like I showed you that there are more than one way of doing things. I can show you how to render things and whatnot, but then that would be a little too much for a lesson like that, right? So then it's better to show you the approach.
Know what that means.
When I mean render, I mean like you can show the difference of the rendering, etc. But for now, I pretty much just showed you that you can break things down from a draft just by using colors and shapes, as I showed you, you know?
Yeah.
And just by changing one thing or many things around. And that's pretty much the takeaway of like today's lesson. So now I want you, for like let's say a bit of free time, I'll give you about 10 minutes to find an image, and I want you to flare, and I want to see what your kind of spin would be. Your kind of spin would be if you were to take said image and switch it around.
Ingrid, description over on YouTube. Thank you. Okay, so
wow.
Find an image.
So you know how last time I basically told you that you can do that, but in this case, I want you to draft an image like you did last time. But this time, don't go too hard on it. I just want to see what you might think of it differently. You know how last time we broke it down, I showed you the process of breaking it down. In this case, I want you to add a little more to your drafts. Let's say you wanted to add some rocks, maybe a bush or two. You can add those. The choice is yours.
Make it mine.
You can use any image of your liking. I just want to see what you can do in the next 10 minutes. And I'm going to put the timer on. This isn't meant to go like, again, I know a lot of the times my teachers would be like, yeah, we'll go make you go ham or whatever, but no, this is supposed to be something you should find something real quick, and I want to see what you discover and make up on the go.
2019, excited to get back into it. Oh yeah, if you we have all of the other VODs saved on my channel. So if you want to like go back to the very first one, we unfortunately do have a lot of tomfoolery, but you are more than welcome to follow along with what I've been doing over the past few, or pick up right here. But welcome back into art if you are just getting back into it.
Wow.
Okay, so now I have to panic find.
Panic find. You don't have to panic find. If you really want, I can turn off the timer and I'll just wait till you
No,
find an image or
I'm
two.
over exaggerating. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's okay. Well, like, yeah,
Okay,
no,
let
no.
me
I just want you to just find an image and then maybe do something.
maybe do something mysterious.
We've really said I will force you to do it quick rather than focus heavy on it. Exactly. Because
That is
most.
exactly what he said. I can't believe it. I feel so seen.
Okay,
I'm
I
gonna hide
had
my
to
screen
say
now
it
so I
like,
can talk
well,
about
I
it.
mean, I had to do it like that. You'll understand why. Because, like, you know.
What do I even look up? Chat. What do we start with? I'm about to just type in the word picture into Google and see what pops up.
Alright, I can find. Let's see. I can probably find an image real quick fast from my folder. Let's do that.
Oh, hold on. You gave me 10 minutes. Let me see what I can come up with.
Alright, fine. Like, while you do that, I will do it in the background while you do such. Okay? How about that?
Okay.
I'm gonna use this image for funsies. So, I'm gonna draft what I had here. We'll use pink.
What do we look up, chat? What would be Google?
So, I see a lot of this
I
here.
hope I don't dox myself. I'm not gonna hide this.
Oh dear. Oh dear, Nalian.
What? Stop! Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
What?
Alright. Pretty much just like the cutoff is like here. Cutoff would be right here. Okay, that's fine. And then the background would be here. This kind of continues on. Maybe I can turn this into a crystal cove. Or sand.
What do we do? What do we look up, chat?
There's a lot of shapes and rectangles. Maybe like this part here. Keep that open. I kind of like that. Okay, cool.
Something very generic. Let's see.
Turn this down a bit, and then maybe let's plan out the colors next. Let's plan out colors, what I would do for this draft. Maybe. I like purple.
Okay, I see something within this one.
You have a vision?
I see another drawing within this drawing, so we're gonna take this one. If I can get it to do the fucking thing. Okay, this is the part I might dock myself, so I'm gonna hide this real quick. Boop.
So, let's say this is the big crystal that we see in front of it. This would be higher in my foreground. Like that kind of approach. Because I like the geometric shapes that it was given already. I just like the positioning of it too. That's the first thing you'll see in front of it. The rest of the part should be something like...
Wait, how the fuck did I get that thing in there last time?
Maybe get some... Maybe have a pool on the bottom. Like there. A little bit of a pool, we'll say. Like that.
Who do you guess that the import image is a button I was looking for? Holy shit, this is tiny.
It's okay, just breathe. Just breathe, Nalian. It's meant to be a quick thing. It's meant to be a quick thing. Don't worry.
For how much longer, who knows?
Do I have to tell you how much longer you got?
No, I have an image. Play cabinet or just have a coffee shop or a tunnel. Oh, those all would have been great ideas. I wish I saw that sooner. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Those are all great ideas.
Oh my.
I found this random ass fantasy thing and I saw another image within it.
Which is good. Which is good.
I've gained the artist's sight.
You got your art insight.
Rectified.
I'll say the rest of it just like it's just straight up like, just cave. I'll just add some cave there. And then certain elements, let's say it's mostly cave.
Okay, this is already scuffed, so we're off to a great start.
We'll have different colored crystals too. Cause just to add some interest. Like here.
Okay. So we're just breaking down shapes still?
I mean if you want to break down your shapes you can. But like this is your draft. You know, like I told you last time. We're drafting.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what we've been talking about.
We've been pretty much been talking about how you can draft stuff, and I just pretty much put a different spin on it. Of how I told you.
Chat, hear me out. What we do is
you can break those shapes down and then turn it into your drafts.
This right here, whatever you think it isn't. This is now stairs, right?
They're now stairs? Ooh. That gives me an idea.
We can turn this into like a whatever you call it. No, that's bad. Bring it further out, right?
Dun, 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 dun.
Something like that.
I kind of like the idea of like you're coming down from like a little staircase from this little crystal cove, like there. Your vanishing point kind of be like there. And it completely changes the whole image already. All right.
Here's like some sort of obelisk. What program are you drafting on? Is it Adobe? No, this is Clip Art Studio or Clip Studio Paint.
Yeah.
It's words. I realize I'm not actually showing you guys what I'm doing. That's an obelisk, not something else.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I tried my best just to like play around with things rather than just like think about it too hard. If you think too hard about it, you start to overthink, and then that's why a lot of times I will hate my art because I overthink about stuff.
Yeah. Oh boy, do we love spiraling? Spiraling. I got there.
Oopsie doopsie. But yeah, thank you. I'm just using a lot of the colors and shapes that I was given originally and kind of just putting my own spin on it. That's pretty much the TLDR, is like the takeaway.
Obelisk here, right, chat? Obelisk. Ooh, spooky.
Alright, I'm done. That's pretty much my draft. And if I go any further with it, we can see what happens later.
And then here we can actually turn these into also stairs.
But yeah, thank you. But if you want to have more things like that, you can do exactly more with it. But I chose to do it like this. Just because like that's what was on my mind. That's the thing that I saw first. And I was like, I want to take advantage of what those shapes were. In comparison to what they are. Instead of having just rectangular shapes and whatnot, I kind of went with ridges. It was like, maybe I'll turn this into a cave. And I turned it into a cave.
Turn this into like a dude with a sword.
Are you alright there, Nalian?
Some statue having ass idiot here. Look at this.
Statue.
Dude with a sword. This right here too. Boom. Dude with a sword.
Dude with a sword? Dude with a sword.
Dude with a sword.
Let's go.
Dude with a
Hi,
sword.
Enrique.
Right here. You already know. You already know this is a dude.
Alright. In 10, 9, 8.
With a sword.
Just kidding. I'm not gonna count down.
Right here. No, count down, dare you.
Alright, and stop.
Count me down, me. Oh, that's what you meant. No, don't.
And stop. I'm doing alright. I'm having a little bit of an art lesson with Nalian. Okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you got. Alright, we're gonna just pop this on
Emerald
screen for a
with
little
swords.
quick. Alright. Let's see what, let's show what Nalian has done. This is what
Yeah, I
he
think-
did so far within the
think he did
time
good.
frame of 10 minutes. I think you were just too much scrambling around on the fact that you were like, oh shit. Let's find an image real quick.
Was that really 10 minutes? That was the shortest 10 minutes I've ever lived.
Yeah, that was 10 minutes.
Holy shit.
But I can see where you're going. I see where you're going. Can I see the original image real quick?
Oh, just the image?
I just want to see what the original image looked like before you added stuff on it. I was like that. Oh, okay, okay. I see. I see. I see where you took the inspiration as to what you wanted to add and what you want. Go there. All right, add it to what your draft was. Gonna be.
Yeah, I want to turn into dudes with swords, statues.
Ooh, I like the idea of adding
Mysterious obelisk in the background, you know.
a mysterious obelisk. You have like these broken statues kind of coming over, and then the rest of it being like either see a dungeon, a broken down fortress, maybe a castle of some sort.
You could, yeah. Background, maybe.
And then was that a pool that you're gonna make over there or what? In the foreground.
No, so this area here, I don't know what the word for it, but it's like a landing, I guess.
Oh, are you gonna make a
Like,
staircase and
village,
stuff?
like-
Oh, I see what you did.
Yeah, and then these are all staircases.
Ah, okay.
These three things are staircases, and this is a path leading to the obelisk or whatever. Then these are like tertiary paths. Maybe you like throw on a couple of other people and like pray or something, as like the chosen one that walks down here, or the king walks to the obelisk or some shit. I don't know.
Ah,
You could put,
quite neat.
you
Quite
could
neat.
put like water here, and like so basically move the waterfalls here, so it's, you know.
See, I like where your red is going. I like what you're doing. I know I had to cut you off real quick fast because I knew you were gonna go like, oh yeah, I see this image. I want to go for it, which I'm grateful.
Thank you.
You see, this is why having it's fun looking at different images and seeing like in a different perspective.
I agree.
But yes, all right. You want to do another one? Do you want to be going for? Do you want me to give you time to look for another image? Or was that too much stress for you? Yeah, whoops.
No, stress me out.
Stress you out? Okay. Alright. Let's see. I feel like you should do this. Yeah. Just because I want to see what your brain does. Let's see what your brain does. In another 10 minutes. I'm going to start the time now.
Bet. I gotta hide this real quick.
Alright. Another 10-minute on the clock.
For me, I already found an image. I'm way ahead of my last best time.
Your last best time? Ooh, interesting. Alright. Okay.
Okay, maybe I talked myself up too much. I take it back.
You take it back?
Oh no, I'm so far behind.
You're so far behind? Oh my. Okay, wait.
I have to find an
I don't like this one. Wait, let's try a different one. This one doesn't look as good. Let's use this one. Let's use this one for an
I
inspiration.
should not do it like this. I should do it like this. Open.
We'll use this. We'll use this as a base. Because why not?
This is much smarter now. Well done. Oh shit! You drawing T-Page's office over there?
Me drawing T-Page's office. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
That's fancy as fuck.
It is pretty fancy.
All right.
How do I want to do this is the question. How do I want to do this? Also, why is T-Page the first thing you came to mind? Were you going to say like, oh,
Because that looks corpo.
Oh, that's true. It does look pretty corpo.
That looks like a room from from Cyberpunk 2077.
It looks like, oh, whoops, that's the wrong layer. Let's just take that off real quick. Let's go add a new layer. Alright. It does. I agree with you.
I only know one Corpo boy.
Oh, sorry, T-Page. I guess the cat's out of the bag. I kind of just maybe snuck into your
Oh
office
shit,
one day.
Sage is there. Hi, Page. Didn't mean to call you out. Sorry, buddy.
Didn't mean to call you out. Oh my goodness.
Nice office.
Nice office.
Alright, this is all a wheat field. Right, chat? You all see it? Your brains linking with mine.
I like the idea of it. Duck Sag. Oh no, T-Page. I didn't talk to you. Nah.
I did.
Now you might have. I didn't.
Sorry, not sorry.
I would never do that to you. Instead, I would boop you instead. Like I am doing now. Boop.
Okay, what if we make this into...
Boop. We'll let my imagination go wild for like a quick second. I'll like.
Shit, what do I do with this? What do I do with this?
We'll use that.
I know. Saved. Okay.
Do a hero's
a
office.
waterfall.
But yes, I'm doing alright, ABK. Sorry if I didn't answer you earlier, but yes, I'm doing alright.
Wow, not talking to chat? Wow.
Well, alright. You muttering your words here. Okay, here or there.
What are you teaching a class or something?
I'm
Come
teaching my class. I'm teaching my one student or many students. I don't know. Maybe people will follow along at home. Who knows? And by the way, by no means, you don't need to use a... Let's see. Have a digital art program. You can also use paper as well. Follow along as best you want to. But I'd recommend using pencil rather than markers. Or color pencils. Color pencils especially.
What's the fun in that?
Let's see. Cause let's see. Cause I used to do a lot of IRL drawings here and there. Once you get a new tablet, no. I mean, it's fair.
Okay, I'm drawing some shit that's definitely not like part of the drawing, but
Nah, that's fair. Like, let's see.
okay, this is not drawn well, chat, but that's a bridge, okay?
Nah, I understand the mood, kitty.
It's a bridge to this tower.
Is it really the bridge to a tower?
This can be just another person.
It is a bridge to a tower. Oh my. Which wizard are you going for?
Ooh, I didn't think of a wizard.
Maybe it is a wizarding tower.
You know, it's that one wizard. You know the one.
I do.
Yeah, the shadow wizard.
Well, if you remove a horn from my head, technically it would grow back. Cause if people didn't know, most animals that have horns that's technically another appendage that's like it's akin to a toenail, if that makes sense. It grows back regardless.
It's a door.
I like it. I like it like that. Let's see. This is part of a dungeon. I kind of like that. That had a bit of foliage kind of come in. Or overground.
Little trees or some shit.
This became a little dungeon that that had some foliage coming kind of grow in. Came from
A
overgrowth.
dungeon.
This is when my mind boggled down, and this is like where the dark room where potential threats may be coming from, or like a little safe area. We'll say. We'll turn this into a safe area. Why this keeps going? Yeah, it keeps going. You don't see what's going on in the front of you. You only see because of how dark.
All right, I have done a lot of scribbling.
You've done a lot of scribbling.
I've done a lot of scribbling. I realized I haven't been sharing my POV this entire time. There you go.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. You can show your work afterwards. You already know you are. You're gonna show it anyways.
Yeah, there it is, chat. Like my scribbles. You see the vision.
You see the vision, friends.
This should be curved to show that this is a hill.
Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right.
Bring it up a little bit.
I'm gonna remind you. You have 2 minutes left on the clock.
What if I told you I was already done?
Are you actually all done?
Yeah, I've scribbled all my scribbles. I think.
All right. Since you're so confident in saying that you're ready.
Confident. I wouldn't. Let's take a step backwards.
All right. If you say that you're good, I'll pause the timer and I'll reveal it out and see what you got.
Pause the timer. How do you? I don't know. I need to scribble like you. Mine are garbage. But yeah, let's go ahead and reveal it.
All right. So let's see. So I'll go on the we'll show you what I did so far with mine, just because it's a lot easier. So the original image that you saw earlier was pretty much just, let's see, let's take these off real quick. Was pretty much just the office. This little futuristic office. Like you see, pretty much. Let's just close this a bit more. From everything, you just see nothing. You just see an office. You see a room. My mind was like this. I kind of went there, added some lines, and afterwards I was like, it looks like that. That's pretty much what I did for my draft.
I like it. I see it.
See, I made it look like maybe we turn this into a dungeon instead. That had some overgrowth on it.
I see the foliage and overgrowth that you were talking about. You're mumbling to yourself about.
Maybe add a little like driplets of water that kind of came in, and that's why.
Art class. Emphasis on the class, as I'm the one being taught, in case it wasn't obvious by the scribbles.
But yeah, that's pretty much how I drew mine. And now let's go switch over to Nalian real quick and see what he did.
I hope no one's feeling queasy.
Well, all right. Okay.
I don't know how you do the impressionist drawing, but I got scribbles.
Okay, that has to do mostly with your settings, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You may need to work on your stabilizers. Just go like, let's see.
What the fuck is a stabilizer?
Like I'll tell him. That's more of an R program thing, or not R program. It's more like your type of device, so to speak. But yeah, I'll give you like my brushes and stuff if you wanted to like know what I've been using for whenever I do like loose sketches and drafts and stuff.
Yes.
I can even give you my brushes too if I really want to. But that's another day. That's another day, or like times we're offline and everything. All right, let's see what you. So, what did you want to do with this one? That's what I should be asking.
All right. Well, let me show you the original image first.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Basically, what I wanted to do was, so it seems like it's this person standing on like some sort of shore, and then you have the lake across and the thing up there, mountains in the background. and such. I saw if like as if this person was actually standing on top of like a hill, right? So
Oh.
and like a field, right? Like a field, like a grass field. So it kind of covers up the bottom of the mountain that's there. So we have the hill there, and then I saw this mountain as a big waterfall. So now it adds a lot more of like mystique, fantasy,
Ah, I see, I
to
see.
it. Um, and now this. So I would want to bring this building up top, make it bigger into more like a watchtower, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then and then the thing that like the tree that was next to the person, I want to turn that into also a watchtower. I very quickly did the bridge, but long ass bridge that kind of connects the two. So
Ah, so you want to turn to a bridge.
yeah, I like there's not lines there to follow, but I wanted to connect these two towers. Um,
Ah, that makes sense.
so
That makes
I
sense.
made a bridge because I thought that would look cool, like if it were to be fully drawn. And then these big black lines here are supposed to be like big trees because it's kind of like fields here, but there's like a small biome shift, very similar to like even in that picture where the background becomes like snowy ice peaks. I saw it could be more, especially with the bridge there, it could be more of like a denser forest area or like a jungle type area in the background.
Oh yeah, I can
So,
see.
so the black lines are supposed to be trees, but you know,
No, no, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it a lot. I also see this as another vision as well. Don't mind if I interject a little bit. You can also argue the fact that you can make that as a frozen waterfall, make that as your new wall, so to speak, for that
oh yeah,
fortress. Imagine it being encased in ice, and the only way of getting across is a fragile make bridge.
yeah, I'm following with that's also a good idea.
Yeah. Hashtag D&D session where you're thinking, oh shit, that's actually a nice little idea. Maybe I might think that for another campaign. Wink, wink, nudge,
I
nudge.
I am workshopping something right now. I am thinking of how I want to do things, but I do have D&D on my mind to run something. Don't worry.
See, I'm giving you inspo. I'm giving you inspo.
It is marinating.
All right, all right. But I can see that. You can also argue the fact you can probably change the trees into something else. You can also be like, instead of just
Ice spires.
trees, they could also be ice spires. Yeah, that's true. They could be ice spires or maybe even gravestones, large
Oh,
tombstones
whoa.
as well. Think of it like a large rock or an obelisk, kind of ominously not glowing, but rather they're kind of dark in the
No,
background,
I see. I like it.
haunting in this frozen fortress.
I see. I like it.
You can make this into a graveyard, even of a frozen wasteland. I don't know. The possibilities are endless.
No, you got good thoughts in there, Magic Man.
Magic Man. Now, those are some of the things that I saw when I saw your vision. I was like, oh, okay, maybe we can do it like that too. Or we can even keep it as like a certain theme. You can make it like be, let's see, you can have a bridge connecting that fortress and be a portal instead. A portal to the hell, or like another spirit portal,
Ooh.
you know, coming back from it or coming to it.
I like the portal idea. That's a hot diggity damn thought, Magic Man.
See, those are the ideas that I was thinking when I saw what you were doing. And that's all from this one image that you see in front of you. The vision of biblical angels. Hey, what I do with Bible accurate angels is different, alright?
Oh no. leave the biblically accurate.
No one needs to know what I've done with Bible accurate angels, alright? Alright.
That doesn't sound good.
You're acting as if I made a deal with a demon or something like that. No, I did not.
Chat, is this guy sus?
Kind of sus. Alright. Alright.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
But how's it so far? Now that you got the idea of how to like draft things around and play around with images.
Oh, one sec, I had food delivered. I need to...
Oh, you got food delivered. Oh my, aren't you fancy?
Yeah, dude. W roommate.
Hell yeah. W roommate.
Alright. What were we saying?
So how does it feel now that you understand a bit more of like how to draft a background and kind of play around with it rather than just be super hard about it? Because you can have your images float around and then you keep
adjusting for it, if that makes sense. Because like a large part of me is like I can see the base concept that I had, right? But now I need to refine it. I need to like not make it look like ass scribbles.
Which is fine. That's okay. That's all right. No, I get it. You can also do other things too when we're off, which is another takeaway. All right, since you want to do more of that and you feel like you might be ready towards that, I want you to make a simple background using the techniques that I've taught throughout the lesson so far.
A simple one, huh?
The reason, like, you don't have to. Let's see. You don't need to add color or anything like that. I just want you to sketch out what you want to do for the background. Let's just put that as like number 1. Sketch out a simple background.
Okay.
Simple background. When I mean sketch out, you don't have like you can use your drafting techniques and use images, all the techniques that we've learned so far.
Right. Just a background, or like a foreground too.
You can add whatever you like to
Okay.
just make it as just don't make it too hard for yourself. That's what I should That's 1. Sketch a simple background. Okay? Number 2 is I want you to draft. Let's see. I know. I'm gonna keep telling you to keep drafting. This is gonna be like heavily into
Wait,
draft
is this homework or is this stuff you want me to do right now?
draft 5. I'm typing in. I'm DMing it to you so you can remember. This is basically homework.
Okay.
The second one is drafts 5 different backgrounds.
What?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to do that in 2 hours the day before the next lesson?
Hey, this is supposed to be homework, man. This means that you're not supposed to do it within like 12 hours before we meet up.
Alright, when you put it like that.
Alright? And then 3, finally, I want you to play with one shape. A particular shape, and I want you to use that as your part of your, like, let's say, your focal point. Like, let's say, if you want to use that and turn a square into a door, or turn into another portal, or a rectangle turn into a pool. I want you to, like, I just want you to play around with a single shape and see what you can get with it from that one small shape.
Okay, so make a shape turn into something.
See, turn shape into something. Turn shape into something.
And that shape needs to be the focal point of the drawing. Is this a draft or a sketch? I guess
It can be either or, and I want to see what your creative mind comes up with.
Holy shit! I have to make 6 drafts and possibly 7.
Yeah.
Oof.
The sketch doesn't have to be, like I said, doesn't have to be hard. Like I told you, I know you're gonna probably go hard on it, but like I said, just give me a simple sketch of like proof of concept, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I want you to be like pretty much like in depth. I'm just gonna put it here. Let's see, proof of concept. I'm gonna put this in brackets here. Proof of concept from a draft. Okay? That's what a sketch is mainly meant for after you draft out. Okay? That's what usually when you sketch things is meant to be for. And then I'm gonna put in brackets as well. Be loose with it. Okay?
Oh boy, okay.
And then I'm gonna put this also in brackets. Play with it. And turn off the brain. I know these are very big concepts as to like for your brain to think about, and that's the whole reason and purpose of that. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay? You don't have to think so hard for what you want to do. I want you to think about what you want to do, not what you can do. Yeah. Okay. TLDR, I'm just basically saying like, figure out what you might want to do for these drafts. Maybe a sketch of like what you would do. You know? I taught you that you can pretty much build anything by using rectangles, squares, triangles, etc. Maybe turn them into a background of some sort. Find an image that you kind of reference, kind of build upon that. Let's say a room, or a background of what you see, like a building. Maybe use that in info. I don't know.
Either way, just draw shit.
Exactly. You can draw shit if you want to. That's a different way of drafting things. I'll
Draw stuff. Just draft stuff.
Yeah, the reason why it has to be okay. The reason why 5 is good is because that way you can get a good idea as to like what you think was nice, what you didn't like, and what you want to change. Maybe add it into the next one. If that makes sense.
Right, yeah. The word I'm looking for is not iteration, but it is iteration. It's just like repetition.
It's kind of like repetition in some cases. I'm just slowly building into your brain that you can do things like that.
That you can do it.
You can do that. See, I showed you that you can play around with shapes. You've done pretty much a lot of that. And I want you to emphasize the fact that you can probably do more than just build from the same shape. You can probably do make squiggles, lines, bridges, maybe a mountain. I don't know. Maybe turn into a cave. Who knows? Maybe you can turn that shape into a floating island.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You can turn that shape into a floating island if you truly wanted to. I don't know. Or it can have that simple background as a floating island. Who knows?
You have to wait to find out.
We'll wait and find out in the next 2 weeks. I'll see you in the next 2 weeks. It'll be fine. Right? Right, guys? Right?
Right. Get in 2 weeks.
Hopefully Nalian doesn't procrastinate.
Hey, I'll have you know. I probably will.
It probably will. Alright. If any of your chatters are in there, remind Nalian at least the day before.
Not like this. Oh, I have to do this.
Do the day before.
Well, what I'll probably end up needing to do is have 1 or 2 art streams to work on homework. Also, chat, if you want to join me on the homework, please do.
Ooh, are you gonna do a homework stream? Is that what you're gonna do for at least a couple hours?
I might do a homework stream. I was thinking it would be fun if there were like chatters who were like kind of following along in some way, and like have you review chatter homework.
Oh, we can do that next time. We could.
Grade.
Yeah, if you really want to, we could do that.
Like a true teacher.
Let's see. If you want to do exactly what Nalian's doing, we can. You can. And then we'll have some submissions. We'll go put out my Twitter. Like, you can just do like the at me some like we'll do the hashtag like
drawing for me. Do you want an F?
Let's see. I might think of a hashtag. It has to be something that isn't claimed yet, but we'll see. It will be like art with meep or something like that. Or meep marts. Who knows? Marts.
Marks.
Marts. It has to, I don't know. We'll do that. We'll have like a random ass hashtag or some shit like that. Just show it on Twitter, or maybe you can go even do it on like maybe you can DM it on me on Discord. I don't know. Maybe even find my what's it called, Instagram, and then kind of just at me somehow or tag me.
Add a channel for on your Discord, but it doesn't exist.
But yeah, as you can see, I currently don't have a Discord. Oopsie poopsie, that's okay. Fine, it's not like it's linked below your stream. Yeah. But yeah, if you don't worry about the time frame. If you feel like you guys want to put like say like, oh, this is for the homework for next week, you can just be like, you can at me about it on my Twitter or Instagram. I'm not as active on either social medias, I'm gonna be real with you, but you know.
He's lying, he's addicted to Twitter.
Shut your mouth. I may be going on Twitter just to look at art, okay? That's the whole reason.
Yeah, you're mad because I exposed you.
I'm not that exposed, alright? I look at a lot of art on Twitter. I look at a lot of references too, and you know, etc. Like, man, it's good. That's why you don't like, just you don't need to look at what I put on my likes. You just need to know that it's there.
Oh, do you have something nefarious in your likes? Something you're trying to hide?
No. I don't.
Seems suspicious to me, Chad.
I don't know.
Oopsie.
I know that felt like a little short of a class, but how'd you feel so far, Nalian, from doing so?
Actually, I feel like this was one of the longer classes.
Was it longer?
Trust me to do my homework. Don't tell the teacher, or else. Yep, everyone's gonna do their homework correctly and fairly.
Correctly and fairly? Are you doing this in the background right now?
Well, that's correct and fair.
I mean, yeah, you are allowed to do that.
Other people turned their homework. It was definitely them.
But yeah, you're free to do whatever you like. Do you want to hang out for a little longer? Chat around while we do some art on the side? Who knows?
I'm certainly down for it if you are. I'll be here anyways, so if you want to hang out, yeah.
Alright, sure, why not? We'll continue with that. I kind of like this approach. Let's just do a... I like this image. We're just gonna delete this. I'm gonna do something with it.
Yeah, see, I like it too. Do something with it.
Okay, thank you for the hydrate. I did like what I did for the drafts. AKA, like, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that drawing is sick.
I just did it on the fly. I'm gonna be real with you.
well, yeah, I was here for you doing it.
You saw me do this in real time. I was like, I did this in not even a minute. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
By the way, don't ever fucking say it's talent. I swear to God.
It's never say the T word to.
Swear to God, it's not talent. It's literally me of years of goddamn drawing. Not talent. My blood, sweat, and tears and my experience is showing, alright?
Don't like how that looks. Don't like that. But if it's
shuffle this background like that. Make this.
This? Yeah.
And then I gotta save this as. Let's put this.
Put a little.
Where is my
sauce.
folder with Nalian?
I have my own folder. Yippee! What else do I add to this? You can put a rug.
Let's turn this into. I mean, you've always had a folder.
I know.
Yeah. See? Wrap some image breakdowns from last time, and this time we're going more into drafting. Drafting the images that you broke down.
Ooh, that was not good.
Drafting art with Nalian. Okay, cool.
You know what? This might be one of my better drafts yet.
Nice, nice. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
I think this scale is all wrong. It is.
Is it off? Is it off? Just kidding.
It is. I think these need to be longer. They look like little mini guys.
A bunch of mini guys. Oh my, what you thinking about?
Bunch of mini guys. They need to be big boys. I can draft that. I can draft that, not draw it better. I can draft it better. And not go too much. Not worry about it too much.
I want you to be able to at least feel like you can do something with it rather than not so much hesitate.
To be fair, the hilt should not be that big.
But yeah, people don't realize, if people didn't know, I also don't just do backgrounds, I also do other stuff too. Oh, the horrors. The absolute horrors that I've drawn.
Horrors, but you have some cool shit in your portfolio.
A portfolio. I ain't got no portfolio.
Well, I meant that as just like a vague term for like the things that you've drawn.
That's true.
You got some cool shit.
I did like the idea of it being a fortress, but I like it being like a broken mountain entrance, or like, you know. I kind of like that. Maybe take advantage of what was there. But yeah, I don't know. This is what it's like to be when you're loose with it. You don't get to do anything. No. People don't need to see those, alright? Horror drawings are for my personal usage.
What? You've drawn horror on stream before? What?
We don't talk about those.
What are you talking about?
We don't talk about those.
Who are you lying to over there in chat?
I don't know what you're talking about. I totally don't have horror drawings somewhere.
Did you see his Alistair drawing that he did on stream?
I don't know what you're talking about. There was no I don't know what you talked about. There was no horror drawing of Alistair.
Sure. Oh wait, no, there's Alistair, then there's also the drawing that you did of yourself if you were in the universe. I mean, that's not
really horror.
No, it's not. But it does have some, like, you know, creepy death vibes to it, right? Or adjacent, perhaps.
That's fair. All right. That's more or less the drafts. Let's go more into it. Why not?
But the shields are too small now. Womp womp. Just a draft. Just a draft. Just a draft.
Are you really just yelling at yourself like it's just a draft? Don't do anymore.
Yeah. Yes.
Aw.
Because if I can get good enough at drafting where I don't hate whatever I'm looking at, then I will feel less bad about drafting.
Honestly, it's alright. Like I said, it's supposed to be a quick thing where you just don't care too much about it. That's the whole reason.
So if I can hate, not if I could not hate what I look at, everything will be great.
That's okay. That's a thing that you can learn over time. Don't worry too much about those. But yeah. Let's
What's
see.
your? I know I've asked this before, me, but what's your experience with like tabletop RPGs? Do you have much? I completely forgot your answer last time that we talked about this. So I'm asking it again.
TTRPGs or just straight up RPGs in general?
TTR RPGs.
Oh, TTRPGs. That's I don't have too much experience. I know of it. I know certain mechanics of it, but I haven't really played or explored myself. If that makes sense.
Okay. Have you like played a session or have you just kind of like read up on it?
I read more or less on it. I thought about it. I didn't have many friends to go play around with it because they weren't exactly the type of people to do D&D or like TTRPG stuff. They were more or less like, let's say, League players.
Oh,
they
okay.
they were like similar to people that played like League or COD or whatever, or other games with the likes, kind of like competitive scenes.
Right.
And so you can see why that's a lot of my other game history and stuff. At the time, why I used to heavily play Apex by myself, it was like, fuck it, we ball. And stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of mindset. And so, I don't know. There's other times where I played lots of Minecraft, and because, you had times where you were with your friends and all that.
Good. Yeah.
Because I know for a fact that you've been playing TTRPGs for years now. To be exact, weren't you like the saying, like, at one point you're like saying, I did it when I was like 17 or 16 or whatever? Maybe earlier?
Yes. I think it might have even been younger.
Oh, cute little Nalian's done younger.
Yeah, well, I started with a game called Pathfinder.
Ooh.
Like the first edition. Are you familiar with Pathfinder at all?
No.
It's kind of like D&D, but not kind of like, it is quite literally D&D. But it's a bit more like number crunchy, especially compared to like 5e.
Ah.
It's a lot closer to like 3.5 edition of D&D. It has a lot more customizability, especially now. But yeah, it's like a bit more number crunchy. Some other mechanics are different. Some of the classes work a bit different, etc., etc. So I started playing that when I was in high school. Yeah, I was in high school. So yeah,
Fetus Nalian, high schooler, was playing Pathfinder.
Yeah, that's what I used to do on my weekends.
Ooh,
I was a
fun.
sports ball player. Otherwise,
Sports ball.
I played all the sports balls. So
we already know I was the arcade. Come on, let's be real.
Huh?
We already know I was the arcade. There's no way I was gonna do any of those. No sports for me.
You're simply too good at art to not have been.
I'm not too good at art. I just like enjoying it.
And good. You've spent a lot of time investing into this skill. It's showed.
I don't know. I had dipped my toes in many things art related, so I guess you can say I'm a little versed in it. Not extremely well versed, but versed enough. Like, there's still a lot of things I'm learning about art whenever I do stuff.
Fuck.
Even now, digital art is still like a medium that I don't quite understand fully, but I still like to play around with it because of such.
It looks good. Oh,
Like, people don't even really believe saying, like, when I tell them, like, but a little over 2.5 years ago, um, I didn't really know how to do digital art. I was like, fuck it. I want to do it.
right, you learn mostly on like drawing, right? I think you've mentioned that before.
Yeah. So I mostly learned how to draw traditional wise. I highly recommend people like learn for like uh things like that beforehand before going into like digital. Or if like people nowadays are kind of like leaning towards it because it's an easy medium to do. You can learn drawing from both ways. I'm gonna be real with you, but the transition's a lot easier when you learn from like a certain thing. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, because you're taking skills from one thing and just transferring to another, right?
Exactly. Because like you can already tell like a lot of the other things that I've learned from like doing things like this was just like the fact that I can transfer over some stuff here and there.
Yeah.
Like
Like especially with photography, it's clear like when you talk about like the intersection of drawing and photography, for instance, that um you apply things you learned from photography to art to like when you're drawing stuff.
yeah, exactly. I use a lot of IRL stuff to my knowledge. Which is no surprise to most people. They're like, oh, and I'm like, yeah. Um, so it's I wouldn't say it's my first rodeo, but rather I played with a lot of things, man. I play with a lot.
Right, yeah.
I play with so many things. I play with paints, cameras, like a lot of things. I haven't done like things like carving yet. Honestly, I was trying to figure out if I should start learning how to carve, but I was like, nah, I shouldn't.
Wait, what do you mean by carving?
Let's see, like wood carving,
Oh, wood carving. Oh,
like
cool.
straight up, like literally carving from wood and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
or making
My
sculptures.
sister,
I don't know.
who I like to say has all the art genes, started off with like doing like this kind of art, like mostly like drawing, and painting and stuff. But eventually she got into kind of similar to um carving, but she got really into like ceramics and pottery, and now like that's become her like main thing. She's still like phenomenal at like painting and drawing, and like the first time she started doing digital art was already amazing. But
Because she built up her
so
skills from there, right? Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
How come you're asking your friend instead of your sister to teach you how to do art, huh? From digital.
Because my sister's busy.
If it's just busy, you're not like, hey, can you go
My
spare like a
sister's
couple?
busy, and I wanted an excuse to hang out with me.
Ah, ah. You hear that, friends? Nalia wants
Hear
to spend
that?
time with me.
I do. This was even not even suggested as like a full stream thing, but just as like a hangout thing. So
Have you ever tried
I
to
met a
learn
lot of
from a
people
family?
recently that like I want to hang out with, but I don't have time or am too shy to talk to. So
I mean, depends on what you're learning, is what I tell people. Like, depending on what you're learning from said family member, it could be hit or miss.
yeah, I mean, also my sister and I will probably just fight half the time. So
Half the time, you're like, why can't you do this? Oh, you're so
she'll
stupid.
say some dumb shit, and I'll say something back, and then we're fucking
Wait, you're gonna start
sending a
throwing
Discord to each
hands
other.
now at that point?
Yeah, yeah. I've like talked about possibly doing something with her as like a YouTube series, so that way it's not
Ooh, are we gonna have IRL
like
now in hand? Is that what's gonna happen?
no, it'll probably still be like like online, but we'll have to see.
Are you gonna have like a D&D session with your sister, maybe?
No, not D&D. I'm already playing a D&D for like you and whoever else.
Wow, who
will
else are you
enter into
putting is the
that.
question.
What?
Who else is on the roster? Is Marsh gonna be there? Hmm?
If he wants, I think he's expressed interest. I think you, I think Cloudy has also mentioned interest to me, and Marish, and then I can probably fit 2 more people in.
What, you're gonna be like either like Psy, CVH or something like that, or maybe someone of the likes?
It
I don't know.
depends
I'm just throwing
who's
names. You
interested
don't
in me.
have to do what I'm saying. I just throw names. I literally just do that. That's all I do.
Yeah, I mean, those 2 names are both people I'd like to like hang out with more. So I'll probably put something out on Twitter if like no one else just like personally reaches out to me. So
Wow, you hear this Q page? I know you're in my chat. And now you know. I'm not insinuating anything, okay?
but like I want to get like an actual plan for how I want to do things because right now it's like I want to obviously the main goal or idea will be to just stream it, but I want to make sure that like
You so
everyone is on
quiet?
like the same page first. You know what I mean? So like we'd have to I would do like a one shot or a couple sessions off stream just to make sure like we all feel confident that we can like make decent content out of this. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
kind of like I gotta plan for that in that one session, and then also gotta have like a couple of sessions, and also have like in my back pocket a an actual campaign with a story, etc.
I put Nalian at 200%, and apparently Discord is not. You know what?
No, I can increase my mic. I just might start blowing out on my stream, but
Nah, it's okay.
other
Don't worry
stuff.
about it. Can you at least
It
hear
should be
him
fine.
enough on my stream? Is what I should be asking.
Hold on a sec. Let me. Oh, hold on. Let me fix it.
Is there anything wrong?
And mic test on. Okay, hopefully this is fine. Is this better?
Alright, yeah, I think that's better. Good, much louder.
This is the maximum that I can go.
Holy, are you blasting your chat? Just kidding. I'm not joking. I joke. Yes, you can
Well,
hear.
I just did some things, but still can't hear me.
Yeah,
Oh, they can. Okay.
they can hear
Wow, I lucky them being able to avoid me this entire time.
you.
But I found you, meat chat. You can't ignore me now.
Can't ignore me now. When you were getting roasted earlier.
Oh yeah, it probably sounded like a one-sided altercation, huh?
It probably did, but I don't know. But yeah,
Now you
like
can't escape my voice.
here you go. But yeah, as I was saying, T Page, go hit him up if you want to play D&D.
Still my thoughts. Yeah, it's yeah, it's the people that mentioned just to me are you, Marish, and Cloud, and I have like 2 slots I could fit. So if friendos don't say anything to me, I'm just gonna put open invite on Twitter for mutuals.
Wow.
And depending on how things go and how my schedule works out, I might be able to do 2 things. We also have to like decide on like a system because like we can do 5e, which is very easy and simple to learn because I think almost everyone is new to it, new to like tabletop RPGs. Or we could play Pathfinder, which I personally find be a bit more fun, but it's a lot more number crunchy and rules heavy. So we also have to like find something that everybody wants to like partake in, right? And then also make sure everyone like doesn't hate my DMing style and all player styles mesh.
Wow, you're gonna think about all of
There's like a lot.
those.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's a lot to think about.
Interesting.
But that's just how it is. By the way, I'm excited for when I can, you know, turn this into more than just an idea.
Can't wait.
Bring this here.
See? This is fun.
Is it?
Yeah. You don't need to look at what I'm doing on the side, but yeah. Look, see, we're having fun here. Yeah, we're just...
You're already here, so yay! Hello, Rose.
Oh, you're coming from my chat. Wow.
Yippee! Hello.
Yippee!
Wait, go back to that. What the fuck did I just see?
See
What
what?
what sort of magic did you work on that picture from earlier?
What magic?
You know the one. Go back to the cave.
Wait, this one?
Holy shit.
I didn't do anything really.
You can't you can't cast that kind of magic and then tell them that you didn't do anything.
Um, yeah, you already saw this image. I just built upon what was given on here, and just did this.
What the? Phenomenal. I know you don't need to hear it from me, but
I didn't really do much. I'm gonna be real with you. I just built upon what was already there, so I was like, cool, I'll just do it like that.
Wild to me.
So I was like, fuck it, I'll make a cave. Why not? I want to make some caves in the background, so
Casually make a cave.
just casually just makes a cave.
Enjoy
That's
getting
it.
food. You better eat well, Rose.
Yeah, but yeah. I don't know, while we were chatting, I was just like, why not? I'm just having mindless fun. Playing around.
Making your works of art.
Just
Casting
making-
magic spells.
Casting magic. Are you really thinking that I'm just straight up a wizard or something like that?
Yeah, you're an art wizard. You're a wizard with the art pen. A true clip art studio magic man sorcerer.
Is this where you tell him it didn't take very long either? You didn't need to mention that. You didn't need to mention that.
I decided what to make first concerning ramen. Yo, ramen is banger. That's my recommendation. You can add a little extra to it, like an egg.
Ooh, you bougie. Adding an egg? You bougie.
I love eggs.
You really want to add more to it, huh? Gotta add the eggs. You're gonna add some green onions, scallions, or whatever.
Oh yeah, you could do that too. That's about where I get too lazy. Like an egg is about where I max out, but at least like stovetop ramen.
Stovetop ramen. I don't know. This is what happens when my mind kind of just drifts off. I just kind of just do whatever and just do.
Out a bit more.
This is what happens, friends. This is literally what happens. My mind drifts off and I just make stuff.
Yeah, his mind drifts off and he starts casting magic spells. So I haven't thinking about it. Now you're talented. Could you maybe make a pocket meat?
Make a pocket meat.
Hmm.
Hey yo, I'm going in the pocket.
Meep in a pocket. Hmm. Should I draw a pocket meep?
I don't know. Up to you. Do you want to turn me into a pocket?
No, I would put you into a pocket.
You're gonna put me in a pocket?
Yeah, I think that is the intent there.
The intent?
You take Meep and you put him into a pocket.
I'm gonna be put into a pocket, friends.
I think I have to successfully be able to draw a pocket first. I think that's the that's the challenge here.
It's not that hard to make a pocket.
Is can Dalian draw a pocket?
Can Nalian make a pocket? Is Nalian gonna make a doodle?
Then I'd have to draw a humanoid shape of Meep's big ass horn.
My horn isn't that big. It's pretty moderately sized.
Look at it. Look at it. I think the horn is the size of your head, lengthwise.
Oh, lengthwise. Oh.
You can call it a small horn. That is a big horn.
It's not that big. I've seen people have bigger horns, alright? If anything, this is like a moderate size.
Look, just because you've seen bigger doesn't mean it's not big.
Ayo. The way I just heard it's not that big. Hey, what you think? What are y'all thinking? No. Naughty. Just kidding. I mean, the horn originally.
Oh, that looks so
Ayo.
ass, Alien. What the fuck? I mean, how big is your horn?
A few inches.
How many is a few?
Well, taking
What's the
how my
size?
height is. Let's see. I'd probably say about maybe 6 to 7. Maybe give or
7
take,
inches?
maybe 8.
8, and he says it's not that big. All right, buddy.
Hey, I'm taking from like where the forehead goes and from where the hair goes upwards, you know?
All right. It's a big ass horn.
It's not that big.
Should be proud of that thing. Yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's proportional. Yeah, see, even Rose is saying you got a big ass horn.
I'll probably say like it's around 6. It was only Nalian that said horns as big as your. I clicked.
Okay,
Wait, what?
now he's getting shy.
What do you mean
It's just
shy?
not that big.
It's not that big. It's fine.
Boop, 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 boop. To sorry to bring us back to a previous conversation, but
But
let us say let's pretend, right? Hypothetically,
hypothetically.
we are about to play D&D. You're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
What is your dream character? Like who do you want to play as? Give me a character concept. Let's talk about it.
Character concept. Let's see. I did do like the D&D thing where I was just kind of like did a little questionnaire for funsies to see what I would get as a class.
Sure.
And so far, I've gotten Ranger, which is kind of interesting if you think about it.
Do you
There
like
isn't much.
animals? Forest, perhaps?
Yeah, are you saying I should be more of a druid? Or a
Well, no, no,
hunter? A
no. Forest.
beastmaster of sorts? But yeah.
Rangers are typically also tied very well in with like the forest, hunting, usually linked with animals. They're one of the few classes that get animal companions kind of built in.
Honestly, though, it is fair. If I could somehow train a bear, that'd be the goal. I can cuddle with the bear.
Yes, actually,
I'm going to
that
cuddle with
is
the
an
bear.
option for rangers in some systems.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I fucked these stairs up. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Did you draw on the wrong layer?
No, I just drew wrong, incorrectly.
It's okay. That's okay. We have happy little mistakes. Happy little accidents, as we call them.
Maybe I do.
Like how I accidentally did too much on certain areas, but I'm just gonna go big deal with it and just go with it. Call it a day.
Oh yeah, that's the move. Shit.
See, I've done not too much, but yeah, I like the idea of being a ranger. It seems like fun. Maybe I might be a magic class. Maybe an artificer of sorts. Who knows?
Rangers eventually do get magic, depending on the system, but
Am I gonna do some wild magic
yeah.
of sorts? Not that kind of wild. I know what kind of wild you're thinking, but not that kind of wild.
I don't know. I don't know what you were insinuating.
There's various types of wild magic, sir. I know exactly what kind of wild magic you're thinking. No.
I
No.
legitimately have no idea what you're talking about.
See, he's giggling. He knows. He knows.
No, I don't. I'm giggling because this is a funny situation. Because you don't believe me.
I don't believe you.
You know the tiny girl in Black Clover who eats everything, and that's how she steals a power. I want that, but as an elf with magic. I've also never played D&D. ADHD makes it hard to remember details. Okay, I'll for both in their pocket. Good. Thank you for putting us in your pocket. There are certain things you can flavor to kind of be like that, but you don't really gain power in a lot of systems, you kind of just like wake up with it in the morning once you do your daily preparations and shit.
Interesting. Am I just gonna become the Doctor Strange of like the animal first?
You could,
I just have
especially
animal
if you like
companions.
multi-class or something.
I mean, if you think about it, I would probably most likely just use my animals, make them learn how to do magic instead for me, as a pseudo means of doing stuff. If that makes sense. I'll have a couple spells on hand, but I feel like having certain companions have magic on their own would be fun.
Um, I don't think.
Because I'm pretty sure not a lot of them do that, if I'm
Yeah,
correct.
I don't
Which is a
think
shame, I'm gonna be real with you.
there's any that do that. I mean, there's a few that you can like cast your spell through them.
Oh,
So like
pseudo.
so like you're still casting the spell, but like the companion or the familiar that delivers the spell. Maybe summoners can do that. I haven't played a summoner, so I don't know them very well. Kind of complicated in a
Ooh.
lot of systems.
But yeah,
But
I heard
summoners
a lot.
are a Pathfinder thing.
Ooh, Summoner does sound like fun.
Yeah. Hi, hello, giggle. Situations are awkward. Don't know what to say. Yep, me too. That's exactly what was happening. But Meat thought I was being nefarious.
Nah, that Hawkward Locker kind of just. Yeah, you know when your brain go be like, ha ha ha, I don't know what to do with this situation. I'm gonna keep laughing. Yeah, that's one of those situations. I know, I get it. I really do.
He gets it.
I do
Oh,
get it.
whoops. I want this one to do there.
Hmm. I wonder what else I should do here to it to make it a little less empty. It does look nice. What else shall I do is the question. I like adding
Holy
stuff.
that is insane. I can't believe what you're doing.
Oh. Just add a couple strokes in there, maybe use a couple raunchy brushes. That's all I've been doing the whole time. Literally, that's all I've done. Yes.
What a I know I keep calling you like a magician, but then you do something and it's just like really sets in stone how much I mean that. How much of a magician you really are.
This is just comes with the fact that I just like to play around with stuff, and as I told you, I kind of just like have tendencies of just experimenting, play around, learning things as
Oh
I
yeah,
go. Why do you think I got into
you're
streaming? Because I kind of played around with
very
it.
evident.
I just play with stuff, man. That's what people need to know. When in doubt, just play with everything. But yeah, you gotta remember we're at both very different levels.
You heard him chat. When in doubt, just play with it.
Why do you think how I like learned how to do things so fast? It's because like honestly, I played around with it, figured out at first just to figure out what kind of things could be done in certain ways, maybe differently. I don't know.
You go straight to limit testing.
I wouldn't say limit testing, but rather kind of just like, how does this brush work if I were to stroke it? Let's see. Let's see. Because you know how a bunch of the brushes that I have here, I'm gonna use the base brushes just be on a different canvas. We'll use that as like a basis.
Okay.
I'll show you my like. Let's see. Let's say this is just like that. It felt like this. How it feels when I use it. It felt okay. I didn't quite like it because I don't like using it as often. Maybe it looks better when it's thicker. I don't like it as much because of how smooth it is. Maybe it might be good for someone's style who does smooth. But as you can tell, my stuff isn't really smooth. It's kind of more scratchy. Which is why I kind of default to like
I agree with that.
using things like a flat brush or like a fat one. We'll use like let's use another marking one. Marker. Use a marker pen or something like that. Although it looks like that, it's okay. But it doesn't mesh well with how I do things. Or I can use like things like a watercolor brush, where it felt soft like that. And that would I'd use something similar to that to like whenever I draw stuff.
Hmm.
And so we'll use like the red here, and just to use the paint to apply. Kind of just felt smooth. Like the harder I press, the easier it comes out. Like the harsher it gets. But if I'm light, it kind of looks like that.
Right, you have pressure controls on and working.
See, yeah, the pressure controls work a lot when you're doing like that. And so I like using the watercolor ones because it's a lot easier from time to time. Or I'll use things like this one. Like, let's use the opaque watercolor one. That would be a lot easier to play around with whenever you're doing drafts. Because like it's very light, you go over it a couple times.
Right. Yeah, the watercolor brush is really cool. I like it.
See, this is why I'm like, don't worry about using the brushes that you have right now, but I can teach you little by little like that. But in my case, it's more like you should probably explore your program a bit more on your own. Get it? Yeah. Because like,
Yeah.
the reason why I say that is because you're gonna find stuff that you probably didn't expect or know until afterwards. I didn't really teach you about brushes or anything of the likes quite yet, because again, I'm mainly just teaching you the basics beforehand. This is more or less like stuff that comes afterwards when you're doing digital art, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Training wheels are on.
Training wheels will be continuing to be on for a little bit. Don't you worry. I'm still introducing you stuff to like concepts and all that. But yeah. But if you want to use like a drafting brush, things like that, I would say like I'd recommend using the opaque watercolor one. That's like a default brush that you can play around with. It's very smooth. You can go over it a couple times, like that. You can use the ones that from the watercolor ones. Those would work quite well. But if you want to do like a rough approach, you can probably go use the India bridge. Just put it like bigger. You'll have like roughs. Just kind of look maybe husky. I don't know. Cause you can tell that I really like rough edges whenever I sketch or paint stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you can use a gouache brush. A dry gouache, maybe? Let's see. Like, this is why you play around. Maybe a gouache would work for you. It feels similar to like how the watercolor one, but this one's a little more rough on it. You know? It doesn't feel like actual gouache, but however, it feels how you'd use it. But it has rough feelings to it.
Yeah, I like your rougher, more scratchy style. I'm not
Exactly.
sure. Well, yeah, I like it.
But as you can tell, everyone has their own way of doing things. And so this is why I tell people like if you really like doing something a certain way, play around with things. Because sometimes you'll make something out of like this, let's say, and I kind of just have like this be on the side. And like, oh, I kind of like that little draft, for example.
Mhm.
Turn the opacity down, and and then the default thing that I usually do would just use like a pencil, the real pencil brush. And people would be like, yeah, you guys use the pencil brush? I'm like, yeah, I use it for sketching. They're like, oh, I use something else. I'm like, it's just a preference because of how like I like the rough feeling of a pencil. So like, let's see,
And the
maybe
kind of like effect that it leaves.
exactly. Now you can add like little rough edges, etc., etc. But you don't have to be like me. You can be like people who are kind of using, let's see, using the G pen. They'll use that for the sketch instead. Although it feels a little smoother, they'll use that, and that's why their edges look smooth.
Ooh. Now what class would be in D? The Dungeon Master. Although technically, as you look at me now, I'm a rogue, arcane trickster.
Arcane trickster.
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess you can say it's more like the followism of what people use, and they feel like they can get a similar skill set when people are using the same brushes. In reality, I probably could use the same brushes as anyone else, but in a different way. And they're like, "How'd you do that?" I'm like, "I just played, man. I just played around with what I was doing and did something in a rough
Right.
way."
You saw something and you took it how you thought it would work coolly.
Exactly. And then that's why people would be like, "What the fuck happened here?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just played around, just playing with stuff."
You're like, I closed my eyes and I let the demon of art take over, and this is what it spat out.
But it's spat out. Yeah, no. I just play around with stuff. And so you can tell I really like using a lot of Painterest brushes for funsies because of how rough and gritty they are. It gives me the textures that I do.
They're cool.
Also, another note, I'll tell people this: don't make your own textures. Don't make your own textures. Don't be like me and be stubborn and make your own textures from scratch.
What if I want my own textures?
It'll take a lot longer. I've done scales. I've made hair follicles myself. I even done many other things. That's why why do you think the rocks look like this? It's because didn't like the idea of using textures. So I made my own textures to make it look like that. AKA, I used my own techniques and made my own.
And they look baller.
I made my own because I was like, I didn't like it.
Yeah, you say don't do this thing that I do as you show how good it looks.
It takes a lot more time and effort, and that's why people will be like, digital art has shortcuts. And I'm like, I take the long approach because I'm stupid. Okay? I'm stupid, and I probably could have taken shortcuts.
That's so based.
That's all you need to know. I'm just what you call one of those stubborn artists. Yeah, no. But it also depends on your rendering style, etc., etc. I haven't introduced Nalian at all to those quite yet.
Yeah. What's a render?
Similar to what I'm doing right
That's
now.
me right now.
I
Okay,
could teach you
and I
that
guess
later.
Okay, yeah.
But the reason why I say that is because again, you're I wouldn't say you're baby, but you're technically like art baby right now.
I am baby.
Nalian's art baby. He doesn't quite understand a lot of words and terminology, so that's why I had to go bring him little by little.
Hello. Tis
So,
me, art baby.
because like, what's it called? If I don't hold his hand for a little longer, he's not gonna understand. He's gonna cry in the corner and be like, "I'm a little overwhelmed. Send help, please."
Whoa, how'd you know I was gonna cry?
It wasn't prominent already. Just kidding. Uh,
How'd you know I was gonna cry?
why do you think I'm teaching you the basics and being like, you don't have to worry too much about your details, all of that jazz.
Yeah,
This
you're
is why
like
I'm
put a
like, you
solo
can be like,
notch, just draft.
that's what I was like, yeah,
But
just be loose with your drawings, figure out stuff what you want
what
at
you
first.
have right now, is that a draft or a sketch? Like is that similar to what you're expecting from me for a draft, or is that more than just a draft?
Okay, at this point in time, it's kind of like this. This is just more than just a draft because again, I'm going more with it because instead of like how I showed you with certain techniques, where you just like you kind of just make your own drafts, you go over and over again to see what you like. In this case, my case, I was like, I stuck with it because I was like, I like the shape of it. I saw a vision. I went for it. I didn't sketch anything out because I didn't feel the need that I needed to sketch it because I felt like I wanted to use natural shapes and paint as effects. And that makes sense. Now, don't get me wrong, you can also sketch too, but I felt like it'd make more fun to not use those and make random shapes.
It would make more fun.
My process of things is kind of like the fact of like, what am I feeling? Oh well, here we are. Literally, that's my mindset, and I'm like, I don't know. I'll just chat, maybe talk about stuff as we continue on with art.
As you say often, the fuck it we ball. Fuck it we art.
Fuck it, we ball. I haven't said it as often as people think, okay? I haven't said it as much as often, and you're like, and is that really a shocker? Not really. Nah.
It's been said enough where it is a classic meepism.
It's a classic meep line at this point.
Yeah.
It's not a rotated vocabulary, but we'll just say it's like, it won't come as often out.
He's past his fuck it we ball phase. You hate to see it.
What do you mean? I still have those moments, but I just don't say it as a difference. If that makes sense. I don't say it like some people.
Like some people, you insinuating something? Sir?
I'm not insinuating anything.
Hmm. Suspicious.
Suspicious. I wonder what I should add. Because I feel a little empty.
Don't we all? That's a joke.
Alright, maybe I should use a bit of blue.
I gotta clarify very fast.
Had to clarify. Wow, okay.
I made I made that joke and I was like, I should probably not let that one just sit there.
Alright,
Sometimes
we'll do
I
it like
don't,
that.
and then I regret it. I'm like, oh shit.
Ah shit. People think you're serious and stuff. I'm like, oh my. Just kidding. I'm joking,
Yeah.
please. I'm not anything serious, and people be like, oh. Well then.
Yeah, exactly. I feel I give off a bad impression on like people sometimes because I'm like, I'll make some dumb joke while I'm live. This is like specifically in in collabs and stuff. I feel like I'll make a bad impression sometimes, but
You don't.
womp womp.
No, you don't.
Womp womp. Boom boom. Wait. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Give me that.
There you go. Having a little blend come here and there makes it look like it's a spooky effect. There you go. See?
This was supposed to be a cave, but it does not look very cavey. So what if we do the meep effect here?
Are you inspired the fact that I just made a cave out on whim and it was like, whatever?
No. Not inspired by the fact that you made one, but I wanted to have this like inside of one, and I was gonna
Ooh.
kind of use what it looked like you did for like your rocks and see if I can adapt that in a way, if that makes sense. Like,
Oh yeah, it does.
how you kind of like layer your colors to make shape and also kind of create like layers within it, use with like the darker lines and stuff. But
Yeah.
I think I did things in reverse now that I think about it.
Yeah. That's just fair.
And now this looks like a fourth grader's drawing.
A fourth grader's drawing? Oh no, don't be harsh on yourself. We're having fun here.
Oh yeah. With its color, it looks like a flash animation, like a still of a flash animation. Open stream and immediately lost my edging streak. Sorry, I have that effect. Good luck next time though. That's how I teach you to open up this stream.
Hey yo. Maybe I can do it like that.
Ayo, indeed.
It's too light.
But I don't know how you lasted so long with if this was enough.
Oh, just kidding.
I don't know. I'm just gonna fucking draw random shit. Look at this.
Yeah, I got little mist clouds coming out. Maybe I should go add some white. Just to make it easier. Let's see.
This can be like
We'll add some
the
white in
rock
certain
piece that's
areas.
sticking out.
And
Bada
then-
boom, bada bing.
It's easier to blend it.
cream soda.
If you add some white, it's easier. Blend in. Like it's kind of like there. There, see?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on this one. All right.
Ooh.
I unfortunately can't go late today because today's a gym day and I need to hit the gym before it's too late.
Wow. See, strong boy, strong boy, strong boy.
I gotta hit them weight goals, baby. Are you gonna keep going or are you?
Nah, I think I'm good. I think we're good here. See? Who you planning to raid over? Who you planning to raid over?
I feel like I've chosen the last couple of times, so let me pass the mantle of responsibility onto you for this one.
Wow. Okay, fine. All right, all right. I have someone. I have someone. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay.
And that someone is
Her name's Krilly. Krilly Bean. She's a mouse VTuber.
MouseTuber.
She's a mouse tuber. She's similar to you,
am the no
Mr.
man.
Rat. Just kidding.
I'm not a mouse. Or a ferret, Mixie. I know you're gonna say that.
There you go. That's how you spell it. Just copy paste it. Copy pasta.
Sweet.
Alright. Thanks for joining us, friendos. Thank you, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Goodbye, chats. Had a good time. Let me
Hopefully
say goodbye to
Nalian
my
does his
chat.
homework this time.
Yeah, keep dreaming, buddy. I'll do it.
Keep
I'll say my
dreaming.
chat.
Alright. But yeah, glad to have everyone here. Hopefully everyone enjoyed themselves. We'll do another one in the next 2 weeks with Nalian. Maybe I might do some solo art streams next week. Who knows? Without further ado, we can leave. We'll leave today. And we'll be back tomorrow. We'll have some vibes, crimes, and all type things. We're gonna go right over to my friend Krilly. She's doing art as well, and other things. So, yeah. But again, thank you again for joining me. Alright. Thank you. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, there. See? It's going. It's gone. It's gone! Alright, bye.